guess we just saw Hayden McLean up forward and Tommy McCartan down back. Is that what we'll see this weekend?
I think so, potentially. Obviously, Tommy's a gun defender and he's proven that over a number of years. We're just trying that today because, Hayden's back ready and available for selection, so that's exciting for us. As to what it looks like, I'm not exactly sure yet, but yeah, it's been trialled.
Has Hayden been super keen to get back?
Absolutely. I mean, long time, for anyone over the off-season and pre-season, and, his has been that extra few weeks longer, and he's been training really hard, and he's looking pretty good. So, yeah, fingers crossed he's available and ready.
What's
Sorry.
Tom's mentality like? Is he like, yep, I'll be up forward, I'll be down back, like whatever you need?
Yeah,
Does
Tommy's.
he have a preference?
Yeah, he's pretty chill. I mean, he really enjoys being up forward. So, we miss him down back, and whether that looks like him being with us this week, we don't know yet. But he's obviously very versatile, and Tom in true Tom style is just an ultimate team man, and he'll do what he needs to.
How good is it to have Hayden back? You look at that injury list, and it feels like it just keeps
Yeah,
growing.
it keeps growing. But yeah, it's great, and Hayden's been a big presence for us up forward over a number of years, and you kind of feel over the last probably 12 to 18 months he's really started to find his straps, and we're looking forward to seeing what he brings. Should he be available this week? But whether it's this week or not, he's primed for a big year.
And on the flip side of that, how is Lewis?
He's pretty upset. We're upset for him. He's had a long, I guess, troubled run with his body in the past, and only over the last 2 years he's been able to solidify himself in our back six as a really important member, and a great leader of our club as well. So for him to have a little hiccup is, it's disappointing, but we're really confident that his body's in a good place. This isn't going to be a ongoing thing. It's not one of his hammies, and so fingers crossed.
Someone we saw training a bit in defence today is Logan McDonald. Obviously, he's someone who potentially, like Tom, could have that ability to go forward and back. What have you seen about potentially the bit of time he's spent in defence so far this pre-season? Yeah,
so obviously Logs he's been out for a while, and he's still a fair bit off. So I think that's just one of the things that Coxie's brought in, which is trying players in different positions. What we know about Logan is he's a beautiful reader of the ball, and we just wanted to trial that down back. He's done a little bit of that over the time he's been on the ground in the pre-season. But what I like today about him is he's a beautiful ball user as well, especially out of the back half. So there's another avenue that we've got, when he's ready, if Coxie wants to go down that path. But it's good to have all these boys trying different positions.
And then another guy we saw sort of in the goal square for a little bit was Pete Laddams, who's someone who has kind of been emergency for a couple of weeks, who can force his way into the side. I mean, where's he kind of sitting at the moment, and what does he bring if he does get a game this weekend?
Well, Pete Laddams is a small forward trapped in a ruckman's body. That's what he tells us, and. He's quite a crafty. He's quite a crafty guy, and he's obviously it is hard being a sole ruckman, and that's just something he's been trying to add to his bow. He's not to say that he doesn't have it, but again, Coxie's big on versatility, and we're trying down forward, and he looked really good as well today. So he's just kind of applying his craft, seeing where he can improve, and if you can find more avenues, and it's only going to help you, come selection time throughout the year.
Spirits seem really good at the moment. Obviously, results haven't gone the way the first 2 weeks, but I know, like Lizard was talking on Fox about how it's been two really good teams you guys have played. Is that kind of the mentality at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you just got to keep perspective a little bit. As you said, we've come up with two of arguably, the probably premiership favourites at the moment. Like two really good quality teams. We've got a few out, and while we don't want to use that as an excuse, we've been, I guess, buoyed by the fact that we've been competing. We've let ourselves down in a couple of areas, but I guess we know from experience that you don't want to. we've been there where we get in the early part of the year right, and it, then falling away in the mid part, and so we're not overly concerned with, the scoreboard or the ladder at the moment. What we know is that we're diving into what we need to be, and I feel like exactly where we need to be at the moment.
What are you expecting from Freo? I guess from a fan's perspective, it's probably going to be a pretty cracking game. They're on the ropes themselves, and you guys are going to respond. What are you expecting from them at home?
I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty physical game. They got out-hunted and out-tackled against Geelong last week, and knowing them and the proud club they are, and traditionally they've been a really hot, contested pressure ball team. So they're going to want to respond just as we are, and it should be a really exciting game.
You haven't had too many coaches in your career. What's it been like transitioning under Dane?
It's been great. As you mentioned, I've only had horse my whole career, so and I've been incredibly lucky as well. So Coxie just brought in a few fresh perspectives and a new outlook on life, and And yeah, and as for me, I'm enjoying working under him. It's like you're getting to know someone a little bit better and deeper, and I really like his coaching style, and I think the boys do too. So we're hanging out to get a first win for him, so we can coat him in Gatorade.
Even though obviously he's been around the club for a long time, when he becomes the senior coach, does it make you want to impress again? Like, is there any sense of, not that he doesn't know how you play?
Yeah, no, there's definitely an element to that. And just wondering, what his style is, because there has to be a clear shift from assistant or senior assistant to a head coach. And one thing we've really respected and admired about Coxie is his ability to balance both, being that mate and I guess a mentor over the journey, but then being able to balance that with challenging us and inspiring us when we need to be. And I think he's got a really good balance.
Obviously, there's still the narrative, the external narrative around the club about rebuilding from that grand final loss. You did that back in 23.
Done that a couple of times now, unfortunately.
Do you guys lean on that at all, or is that again just external?
It's probably a little bit external, to be honest. I mean, while we do have the same core group, unfortunately, when you lose on grand final day, the slate starts again. You've got to build yourself back up, and that's a challenge in itself. Everyone starts at 0 premiership points, and to be even thinking that far ahead is, I find, quite arrogant. And we've done that before in the past, and we've got caught out. We ended up 0-6 one year, and we found out pretty quickly that if you sacrifice your foundations as a footy team, maybe start looking a little bit further ahead, you kind of get caught out pretty quickly. So we're just taking it, pretty boring, 1 week at a time, and just enjoying the process of getting better every week.
How's Cal coming along? Can we still expect him back after the bye round? I know we can't see, we don't get to see everything
I actually
yet,
don't know. that's the honour. Like he's moving, he's running around now. I'm not too sure as to his timeline. I think just given his last 12 months, we're going to take it pretty cautiously with him, because we've still got a long season ahead. But he's leading just as well as ever. He's a really powerful presence around the club, as I'm sure you guys can imagine. And we're looking forward to having him out there.
No, Juzzy for a few weeks obviously brings a lot of run to the side, but Riley Bice in his sort of corner and a bit on the weekend looks like that's something that he can bring, and is he someone who can kind of replace that and also kind of bring his own kind of spin on his own footy to the team?
Absolutely, he looked well and truly comfortable out there, and unfortunate for Juzzy, but what that does is provide Bicey with an opportunity for a full game this week, and we're really excited. He, as I said, he looked really sharp, and we're excited by the bounce that he brings, whether that be off the wing or off the half-back, and excited to see what he does with another game with us.
And just we saw some reports during this week that Chad Warner's teammates were apparently more confident that he might be staying at the club as a Chad Warner teammate.
Yeah.
How do you kind of feel about where his situation is sitting against?
What was the report?
That Chad Warner's teammates are more confident that he'll be staying at Sydney.
Must be his closer teammate, because I haven't heard anything. But maybe he just doesn't want to tell me. But no, Chaddy's been great. Obviously, it's hard for a kid that age to deal with the ongoing, I guess, pressure. But at the end of the day, he's got a big decision to make, and from my point of view, we welcome that. Like, take his time, and we just want Chaddy to be happy and ultimately just being himself and enjoying footy, because we're going to get the best out of him regardless of what happens. I'm a firm believer in this whole contract thing is so far out of our control, apart from the environment that we can create for him. And he'll make a decision at the end of the year, whatever that is. I support that as a mate, but we just want what's best for him.